Okay, sorry about that. My video storage ended and the video stopped by itself, so I will continue part 3 here on Moon River. We left off with Dream. Okay, so as you start with the A minor at the beginning of that line, we went over that, the C9, F6, or F. It says F6 in the music. I put 6 in because you have the ability to, when you have a 3, or I'm doing it in 4/4, so if you're having a 4 count note and you don't want any stagnation, you can hit the note and then roll the chord, and then into the next chord, and into the next chord, sorry, the B flat. So rather than just holding the A minor and holding the F, you can state the chord and then roll quietly A, E, A, C, D, E, or E to fill up the 4 beats, and then you go into the C9, and here's F. So here's F, and here's the melody note C. I can roll right through the chord to fill up the dead space. I also, it doesn't really fit the style, but I slid off the blue note in that part. Now going right up an A minor 7 chord, C, E, G. There's the A minor 7. You can do it from root position. When you get to the G, there's a /G in the chord, so you hit the bass note of G. It's A minor /G. If you can see that, A minor /G, and then we go into a let's see, F sharp minor 7 flat 5 into B7 or B. There's the 7 coming in. So let's look at the F sharp minor 7 flat 5. Minor 7 flat 5, anytime you see a flat 5, it's a diminished chord. Now the F minor 7, that's F minor 7, F sharp A, C sharp E, flat the 5. That's the F sharp minor 7 flat 5. Also called the half diminished chord. You have the F sharp diminished here, F sharp A, C, and you have the minor chord on the top, A, C, E. So half of your hand is diminished, the other half is minor. That's the half diminished. As opposed to the fully diminished, that would be F sharp A, C, E flat. That's 2 diminished chords, F sharp diminished, F sharp A, C, and A, C, E flat. That's not the case here. This is a half diminished chord, or A minor 7 flat 5. And in the minor 7 flat 5, there's an A minor chord. So I set the A minor chord up in the second inversion. I need the melody of C. And you target a second inversion with your 3rd finger on the root. There's A minor, there's the 6. So it's A minor 6 or F sharp minor 7 flat 5. So a half diminished chord in the first inversion is a minor 6. So any half diminished chord in the first inversion is a minor 6. We touched on that in part 1 when we had an E minor 7 flat 5 chord. E, G, B flat, D. first inversion was the G minor 6, and we use that here. And even in the that's right, part 2 with the C9, I just reviewed it as here. C9 is the E minor 7 flat 5, which is the G minor 6, G, B flat, D, E. And the first inversion, there's G minor, G, B flat, D, G. There's the 6. Same thing here. F sharp, half diminished, A minor 6. F sharp, A, C, E, first inversion. But we know our melody has to be the highest note, so we have to put our A minor into the second inversion to get the C. There's the 6. And now before you move, you're going to a B7. So I look here and I see there's the D sharp diminished, which is the top of the B7. And the diminished chord is the top of a dominant 7. So you have the B here already. I mean the A and the C, and here's the B. And there's B, first inversion. That note on I'm going. You could stagger it any which way. There's B going into B. And I'm, that's the A. There's the 7. But the phrasing, that I'm belongs to the E minor 7. Here's the E minor 7 there. So the I'm belongs to that part of the phrase. I'm going. You can see that. So, going. There's the E minor 7. Third inversion, because you'd have to put the 7 down here. Can't have anything over the melody. The melody is B. E minor 7. And the minor 7 in the third inversion falls right nicely into the dominant 7, a fifth below. So E minor 7. First inversion, E minor 7 is G6. Second inversion, E minor 7, which we had as the top of the C major 9 to start the song. Now in the third inversion, the 7th is at the bottom. I call it the squish. If you look on page 18, if you have the book, the bottom of page 18 explains 7th chords and inversions. If you don't, you can go to the website let'senjoypiano.com and pick up a copy. If you want some online lessons, look at the website too. Information is there for some online lessons, so check that out. So here's the squish, which is the 7 and the root. Here's the root, there's the 7, but when they're together, at the bottom, it's in the third inversion. And that falls right into the A7, which is the A first inversion. And there's the melody. And then it falls into a D minor 7th, third inversion. Melody. And then G9, which is, if you can see the top of the G9 is a half diminished chord, which is B, D, F, which is the diminished, B diminished. But the top of the chord is a D minor, which we just came from. So you can see, you just move your thumb down and you have the G9. So it goes right around the cycle. F sharp to B to E to A to D to G and back home again to C. So get your positioning down. F sharp minor, flat 5, B7, E minor 7, falling into A7, D minor, G9, and C. back home again. So it's a pretty neat use of the cycle. The chords are, I do this in 4/4, so the chords are 2 beats each. And you can stagger it. Where I use the top of my hand to play the melody. Then the chord on the bottom inner part of my hand. Then adding in the A into the E minor 7. Going. And then the A 7 into the D minor 7. So a lot of times you can hold on to one part of the chord while you add in what's called the inner voices. And he comes to the 7 each time. Here's the A minor 6, the melody being, then the B, then you can add the B chord in. There's the 7, that completes the B chord. It's almost like a staggered effect. Now here's the E minor chord, there's the melody, there's the A note, and then it finishes the A chord, and then it adds a 7, and then into D minor, right on the A. So it's got a real nice staggered approach where he uses inner voicing, and then he finishes the melody off with the 7. So here again. A minor 6, F sharp half diminished chord, melody B, then add the chord, finish off the melody, that's the B7 into E minor, going. Here's the A, finishes that chord off. Here's the 7 on the G, and then D minor 7 with the A. And then you finish off the low G. And then you still have these notes up here. And you can go right into C, or you can hold that out and do the flat 9 into the diminished, that's a G7 flat 9. Right into and the A flat diminished chord run works off the E7 as well. That's a lesson for another day on the ubiquitous fully diminished chord and how it works with many dominant 7s. But that's a story for another day. Okay, and then we're back to that 1, 2, 3, the 4th line, where after this is like a coda. Kind of like a tag here. He flashes back to the F augmented 11, but here's a crescendo where after the same rainbow's end, and this is typical Mancini, going to the from a half diminished chord into a 13 chord, a half step below, and the 13 chord is based on an F, a major 7 off the 7. So here's F13. There's the 7, F, A, C, E flat, and then you make a major 7 off that 7. E flat, G, B flat, D. And that is then the 7, 9, 11, 13. So he starts out, like I said, it's a long note here. After the... So you can roll while you're waiting, and roll quietly. And then at the at the E note, it's a G bass, and then you add in the G note and the melody. So the melody is, the chord is A minor 7, so C, E, G. Just like he had it in the second line, See, the A minor 7 in the second line, it was quarter notes. And now he's using what's called augmentation. He's taking the A minor 7 and elongating it over a couple measures. So there's the A minor with a G bass and falling into the F sharp. So you have G against the G. There's our chord that we just left off with in the last line, the F half diminished chord, F sharp half diminished chord, which is A minor 6, and then into the F13. That's typical Mancini. So it's back to the F half augmented 11, E flat augmented, now here's a long note again, so you can roll right into D minor 7 with F and D, which is the melody note of F and D, coming from the A minor with the C. So you have and now the G7 flat 9 with an F fully diminished or an A flat diminished. Roll it easy, F sharp fully diminished, F fully diminished, becomes A flat, becomes B flat B fully diminished, becomes D fully diminished, or just do the run. So one diminished chord, there's no inversions of diminished chord, they become another diminished chord. So F diminished fully diminished becomes A flat fully diminished, B fully diminished, and D fully diminished. That's on, I think it's Altered Chords in the page 66 or something in the book. I don't have it right with me now, but check that out. So that's the run, because we have a lot of time there. And now it would end on C normally, and Mi. That could be a traditional ending, but not with Mancini. Mancini hits the final note here. So here's and he hits the last note C, but not the root of C. The third of A flat major 7, which is called the flatted 6 in the key of C, the flat 6 major 7. Here's the 6, A, the flat 6. This is his trademark ending. The flat 6 major 7, which is A flat major 7, to the flat 2 major 7, which is D flat major 7, to the 1 major 9. So here's the melody, and there's the A flat major 7, C minor being the plurality, into D flat major 7 with F minor. I have a tutorial also called Dramatic Endings, Mancini and Richard Rodgers, so check that out on the YouTube, on my YouTube channel. Dramatic endings. So instead of going to the root, he still plays the note, the C, but it makes it the third of A flat major 7, or whatever key you're in. It's the flat 6, which is A flat. We're in the key of C, so the flat 2, the 2 is D, the flat 2 is called the D flat chord, the major 7. Into C major 9, which is E minor 7 straight. E, G, B. And he kind of floats it up, and there's usually flutes floating away, or violins, or very beautiful major 7 sounds. So that last line is, let's say, so I hear a couple clinkers there. Let me do that again. So moon. You can bleed it out as long as you rollando, pull it out. So So use your rubato phrasing when you hit a melody note and you roll the fill in between. Just keep it softer so to distinguish the melody note from the singer. If the singer is singing, then you can do anything you want to, but you're the singer as well as the accompaniment. So when it's moon, then softly roll, then into the melody, louder and then soft, or loud there and then soft here. You can do so many things, and the rubato coming down at the end. Let's take the last 2 lines again. Well, I got a little carried away there, but you get the idea. So experiment with it. I've probably played it a million times over the last 30 years, so I do it differently each time. But whatever I'm feeling, set a mood right from the introduction. So that's, sometimes you nail it, sometimes you don't. I got a couple of good things there, a couple clinkers here and there, but basically just keep going, work things out, try, experiment, record yourself, see what you come up with. And I hope that helps you out to analyze and interpret a song from step 1 to, I think, step 59 we had here. Any questions, let me know. Email me with any comments. And if you want to do any online lessons, let me know. And we'll be back with another video as soon as possible. Okay, thank you very much. Take care now.